the end of chapter 41 of the Srrws of Satan, where Lucifer shows him all the kind of the horrible, horrible stuff, and then says, "Okay, choose. Do you want to be meteor master or God?" Which is like, isn't that the point? Isn't that like you only get to make that choice when you don't have this shown to you so clearly? But he is the one. He is the one that they've decided to show it to, probably so he can warn us fallible mortals. And before he makes his decision, he sees as like a mirror himself, a poor, shivering, cold form of himself. And let's see if I can get it. Let me find. I beheld another spectral thing, the image of myself, a poor, frail creature, pitiful, ignorant, and undiscerning, limited in both capacity and intelligence, yet full of strange egotism and still stranger arrogance. Every detail of my life was suddenly presented to me as a magic mirror, and I read my own chronicle of paltry intellectual pride, vulgar ambition, and vulgar ostentation. I realized with shame my miserable vices, my punny scorn of God, my effronteries and blasphemies, and in the sudden strong repulsion and repudiation of my own worthless existence, being, and character, I found both voice and speech. So, boy, he's really given the cheat codes here of he really gets to see himself as reflected in the world of this novel. Just like, here you are. So he immediately goes, God only. And the heavens open up and arise, and he from the brightened heaven there rang a silver voice, clarion call, arise, Lucifer, son of the morning. One soul rejects thee. 1 hour of joy is granted thee. Hence and arise. And so he gets to, Lucio gets to rise to heaven for 1 hour of complete bliss, while Tmpst watches this and is weighed down, and indeed seems to be getting sucked down into the sea with the ship. And he doesn't really care at this point. It's like he doesn't. I heard, bind him hand and foot and cast him into the uttermost darkness of the world. Let him find my light. I heard, yet felt no fear. This is there was another voice, then unheard, solemn yet sweet, spoke aloud and says, bind him and cast him into the thing. And he feels the thing and he says, God only. Again, Tmpst, and he sank into the vast profound. And lo, while the words yet trembled on my lips, I saw the sun, the sweet earth sun, the kindly orb familiar, the lamp of God's protection. Its golden rim came glittering upwards in the east. So we really kind of, we're going to town here. We're going to town here in kind of a paroxysm of heavenly bliss language. Yet at the same time, I can't help but feel that Tmpst has just been given the cheat codes of like, see how horrible you are, see what you have been dealing with, and in just really clear cookie cutter things. So he immediately kind of converts to God, to stops being an atheist. Again, there's this whole thing of conflating being an atheist, being a selfish egotist, which I would humbly say no. I'd say you can being an atheist doesn't necessarily mean you are an arrogant fucker who always thinks you're right and looks down upon everybody else and everything and is only in the game for yourself. I would humbly say that that's a religious person's view of a certain kind of atheist, probably the kind of atheist that you might actually clash with. I don't know how openly you can clash with them at this point, though. At this point, if you were an atheist, you probably had to be pretty fucking hardcore, versus just quiet, like, yeah, I don't really believe in that stuff kind of atheist, and I'm still trying to be a good person. All right, so that's the end of my discussion of chapter 41. We are at 96% of the Srrws of Satan, and I believe that means this is it. We will start on the last chapter of the Srrws of Satan tomorrow, chapter 42. Oh boy.